Hello everybody, welcome back for our third lesson on addition. We are going to continue our learning on writing expressions. I hope you're ready. We are going to start by recapping our prior learning. So I've got a true or false question for you today. I'd like you to have a good look at the picture of the glasses, and you can see that some are full and some are empty. Have a look at the expression underneath. Do you think that the expression matches the picture? I want you to think about whether it's true, whether the expression does match the picture, or whether it's false, whether the expression doesn't match the picture. And I'd like you to say your answer using a full sentence. So you can say this is true because, or this is false because. So pause the video here and say your sentence to your adult. It's possible that some of you might have thought of more than one reason. I'm going to share with you now what the answer is. So are you ready to see if you got it right? Okay, give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Let's see if you're right. Well done if you knew that it was false. Now I'm going to share my reasoning with you. So this is false because I can see 3 full glasses and I can see 2 empty glasses. So I know that the right expression should be 3 plus 2 or 3 add 2. Or I could use another expression to match the picture. I could say 2 plus 3, couldn't I? Or 2 add 3. Now, I'd like you to challenge yourselves today by thinking about how we can match the picture to the expression. You might want to think about how we can change that expression a little bit, or you might want to think about whether we can change the picture to make the picture and the expression match, to make it true. So pause the video here, have a think, and tell your adult what you're thinking. So I've thought of 3 different ways that I can match the picture to the expression, and I'm going to show you now. So this is the first way. So we discussed this earlier, didn't we? One of the ways that I can make this true is that I can change that second addend in the expression from a 3 into a 2 to match the picture. So that's one way. Let's look at another way that we can change it. So we can also swap those addends over to write a different expression, and we learned about how to do that yesterday, didn't we? So I can say 3 plus 2, or I can also say 2 plus 3, and it can still match the picture. Are you ready to see the third way? Okay, so you might want to pause the video here and tell your adult what I've done to make sure that the expression matches the picture. So here you can see that I didn't change the expression. This time I chose to change the picture, didn't I? So now that 3 represents the 3 full glasses, and I just added another empty glass so that that 3, that second addend, now matches the number of empty glasses. But as you can see, there are lots of different ways that we can match the picture to the expression. And that's the beauty of maths. There's probably more than one way that you can answer some of these questions. Okay, now let's move on to the main part of our learning. I hope that you all had the chance to complete your practice activity from yesterday. I'm going to take the chance to explain a bit more about my practice activity. Maybe you have yours in front of you. So I drew 2 happy cats, and you can see them here. And I also drew 3 sad cats. And I wrote 2 expressions to match my picture. That's what we had to do for our practice activity, wasn't it? Not just write one expression, we had to write 2 expressions. So I know that we can write this as 2 plus 3. And the 2, you might know what the 2 represents. You might want to pause the video here and tell your adult. The 2 represents the 2 happy cats. So what does the 3 represent? Tell your adult. That's right, the 3 represents the 3 sad cats. And we can also write this in a different way, can't we? We can also write this as 3 plus 2 or 3 add 2. Notice that I didn't write anything other than the expressions. The only symbol that I wrote was the addition symbol, and I've just got 2 addends, so I'm just writing expressions at this point in my learning. Now it's time for our talk task. So I'd like you to have a good look at the picture of the flowers, and I'd like you to pause the video here and tell an adult what you can see in the picture. Have you noticed that this picture of flowers is a little bit different to the picture of the other objects that we've seen in our maths learning? I want you to think back to the other pictures and have a look at the flowers, and I'd like you to try and say in a sentence how the picture of the flowers is different to the other examples that we've seen. So you might have noticed that the picture of the flowers isn't neatly arranged into a straight line, is it? Now we've got some flowers up at the top, we've got some flowers at the bottom, we've got some flowers at the sides. They're not neatly arranged in a straight line, are they? So we need to look at this picture a bit more closely in order to be able to sort the flowers into 2 different parts or 2 different groups. So I'd like you to tell an adult how many red flowers you can see and how many yellow flowers you can see. And remember to say it in a full sentence. There are red flowers and there are yellow flowers. Pause the video and say your sentence. Let's check if your sentence was like mine. So I'm going to say the sentence first. There are 3 red flowers and 4 yellow flowers. And I'd like you to repeat that sentence now. Excellent. Now I'd like you to think about an expression. So I want you to say the sentence. We can write this as, and then say the expression so that your adult can hear it. Go. Now you can try and have a go at writing the expression. So you might need to get a pen and a pencil and some paper if you haven't got them in front of you already. Let's see if you were right. Now it's my turn to say the sentence first. We can write this as 3 plus 4 or 3 add 4. Have a think about what the 3 represents in this picture and say a sentence to your adult. Pause the video here. Let's see if you're right. My turn to say the sentence now. The 3 represents the 3 red flowers, and I can circle them here. 1, 2, 3 red flowers. Okay, now I'd like you to have a think about what the 4 represents in our expression. And we need to look at the picture to help us, don't we? So pause the video and say a full sentence. The 4 represents. Let's see if you're right. So it's my turn to say the sentence first. The 4 represents the 4 yellow flowers. 1 flower, 2 flowers, 3 flowers, and 4 flowers. So I'd like you to repeat that sentence. The 4 represents the 4 yellow flowers. Now we can say a different sentence, can't we, to describe this picture? We can look at the yellow flowers first and then the red flowers. So I want you to have a go at saying this sentence after me. There are 4 yellow flowers and 3 red flowers. Can you say that sentence? Now I'd like you to think about what expression we can write, a different expression this time. And I'd like you to say the full sentence. We can write this as, and then say the expression. And then once you've finished, you can have a go at writing it down. Off you go, pause the video here. Let's check if you were right. It's my turn to say the sentence. We can write this as 4 plus 3, or 4 add 3. Now I'd like you to say the sentence. Fantastic, well done everybody. So we can see that we can write this expression in 2 different ways. What have you noticed about the addends? Pause the video and tell your adults. That's right, the addends have just swapped over, haven't they? So the numbers are the same, but the placement of the numbers is different. So we can write 2 expressions to match 1 picture. Okay, so now we've got a different picture, haven't we? So I'd like you to pause the video and tell your adult what you can see in this picture. Have you noticed that we can see lots of triangles? Did you know that they were triangles? I want you to pause the video here and tell your adult how you know that these shapes are triangles. That's right, we know that these shapes are triangles because each shape has 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, and each of these shapes has 1 corner, 2 corners, and 3 corners. So we've got 3 sides and 3 corners, and that's how we know this shape is a triangle. Okay, I'd like you to have a think about filling in the missing numbers in this sentence. So there are purple triangles and green triangles. So say the sentence and fill in the missing numbers. Pause the video here to tell your adult. Let's see if you're right. Let's say it together. Ready? 3, 2, 1. There are 5 purple triangles and 4 green triangles. Well done. Now I'd like you to say the sentence. We can write this as, say the expression and then write the expression down. So pause the video and have a go. Let's see if you're right. 3, 2, 1. We can write this as, let's say it together, 5 plus 4. Excellent. Well done. Now, there's another way that we can say this sentence, isn't there? So we can start with the green triangles first. So I want you to fill in the missing numbers again. There are green triangles and purple triangles. Pause the video and say the sentence to your adult. Shall we see if you're right? Let's do it together. I'm going to count down. 3, 2, 1. There are 4 green triangles and 5 purple triangles. So I'm sure you're going to be really good now thinking about the expression that we need to write. So say your sentence. We can write this as, say the expression and write the expression. Pause the video here. Let's check. 3, 2, 1. We can write this as 4 plus 5. Well done if you got that expression. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about your practice activity today. You're going to have a worksheet to complete today, which you'll be able to find in your portfolio on Class Dojo. And the worksheet will look like this. So you need to have a close look at the picture of the flowers, and you can see that there are 3 expressions underneath. So we've got 2 plus 3, 1 plus 4, and 3 plus 2. So you have to think about which expression matches the picture of the flowers. And you must make sure that you explain your thinking to an adult. So that means you need to use that word because to say why you think you found the right expression. And then once you've found an expression that matches the picture, you need to put a little tick next to it, just like this tick, okay? Perhaps an adult can record you explaining your answer, and then that video can be uploaded to Class Dojo for teachers to see. Or you can draw on the worksheet, and you can write some sentences if you'd like that challenge. We would love to hear your thinking, so make sure that whatever you do, you try and upload it to Class Dojo. Okay, I hope that you've enjoyed this lesson today, everybody, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow. See you later. Bye-bye.